I turned 35 the day my mother gave me a scale. Not a vintage scale. Not a fancy digital scale with Wi-Fi and body fat tracking. Just a plain, beige, $5 bathroom scale from Walmart. Still in the plastic wrap. Still with the clearance tag. There was no gift bag. Just her hand pushing it toward me across the dining room table. "Time to start thinking about your health, sweetheart," she said, slicing her lemon meringue pie, which I baked. "You know, before it gets harder." "Harder than what? Living in a studio apartment with a leaking ceiling? Working 2 jobs while my younger sister posts selfies in infinity pools? The worst part?" She said it in front of everyone. My sister Kendra, who had just come back from Miami with a new waist and a doctor's receipt. My stepfather Gordon, who only grunted between bites like a content gorilla. My Aunt Donna, who tried to change the subject by asking if I had tried intermittent fasting. And my cousin Jared, who filmed the whole thing on his phone, whispering, "This is gonna go viral." Oh, I almost forgot the dog. Biscuit. He barked at the scale like he recognized it from hell. Happy birthday to me. Growing up, my mother never pretended to love us equally. She was a pageant mom, trapped in a suburban drama. Kendra was the golden child. I was beige. The filler. The smart one, which is what they say when they mean the ugly one. I was valedictorian. She was prom queen. I got a scholarship. She got a nose job. Kendra cried once because she gained 5 pounds and our mother booked her a consultation for liposuction the next morning. I cried once because I didn't get into Yale. My mother said, "Maybe next time. You're a late bloomer." Yeah, that's the word. Late. Like the rent. So when I walked into her newly remodeled kitchen, still smelling like fresh marble and old judgment, I was prepared for the usual low blows. But not this. "You'll thank me one day," she said, sipping rosé like it was holy water. "That scale is accountability." Kendra smirked. She was wearing a bikini top and jeans. In October. "Mom, did you tell her yet?" she asked, licking frosting off her fork. "Tell me what?" My mother lit a second candle, the one I specifically asked her not to light because I'm allergic to cinnamon. Then she looked at me, head tilted, like a motivational speaker with a secret. "I'm giving Kendra the house in Montauk," she said. I blinked. "The beach house," she nodded. "It's time to pass things down." The beach house was worth $1 million, give or take a few zeros. Kendra got it because she had a flat stomach and a good surgeon. I got a scale and a food allergy. Attack. I drove home in silence. My phone buzzed every few minutes. Jared posted the scale moment online, captioned it, "When your mom hates your BMI." The comments were colorful. I sat in my car for 20 minutes outside my apartment. Just breathing, watching a raccoon dig through my trash like it was looking for its own $1 million inheritance. My best friend Tony called. She always knows. "You okay?" she asked. "She gave me a scale," I said, "and gave Kendra a house." There was a pause, then laughter. Not because it was funny, but because it was so wildly cruel that anything else would have broken me. "Want me to come over?" she asked. I stared at the box in my passenger seat. The plastic crinkled in the moonlight. "No," I said. "I'm gonna take a shower and plan a little revenge." Another pause. Oh God. Is this going to be one of your Scorpio moments? I smiled. It's already begun. 3 days later, I visited the Montauk house. I wore black. Not for stealth, just because I wanted to look thinner. Kendra was on the deck drinking celery juice and scrolling through Instagram. She waved like we were friends. "You came to see it?" she asked. "You can stay the night if you want." Mom put fresh sheets on the guest bed. Guest. Like I was a tourist in a life that could have been mine. I smiled. "Just passing through." I stepped inside. The place smelled like vanilla and sea salt. Her luggage was everywhere. Pink roller bags and Sephora boxes. A new bikini with the tag still on. A gold yoga mat. A framed photo of her and Mom at the quay. Spa. She followed me in. "I was thinking of putting a hot tub out back," she said. "Maybe do one of those renovation shows. Beach House Barbie or something." My throat went dry. I opened the fridge. Empty except for champagne and cold. "Brew, of course. Want a tour?" she asked, flipping her hair like a real estate agent. I nodded as she walked ahead, pointing out marble countertops and imported tiles. I noticed something. The Wi-Fi password was taped to the fridge. Her security was minimal. No cameras, no alarm system. Just trust. Just privilege. My fingers itched. Back home, I made a list. Step 1. Gather receipts. Step 2. Build an audience. Step 3. Make sure everyone sees the scale before I smash it. Because if they were going to laugh at me, on the internet, I'd make damn sure they screamed when I posted what came next. The day after, I met with Tony. She worked in IT and had a knack for finding dirt. Together, we built a website. Password protected, minimalist, like the Montauk house. We uploaded photos, screenshots, receipts, Kendra's before and afters, Mom's tax records, videos, emails, all the moments when their masks slipped. Tony added music. Something classical. I added captions. Then we waited. I'll admit, it felt petty. But it also felt like justice. Because while Kendra was chasing followers, I was building a narrative. And narratives are powerful. They turn scales into weapons, and sisters into suspects. The final straw came when my mother called me again. "I hope you're not mad about the house," she said. "It's just, Kendra's the one who's trying." I stared at the mold in my bathroom ceiling. "I tried too," I said. She sighed. "Sweetheart, trying isn't the same as succeeding." And just like that, something broke inside me. Something cold. Something permanent. "I understand," I said. Then I smiled, because I really did understand. I understood exactly what kind of mother she was, and what kind of daughter I needed to become. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I prefer mine, slow roasted over weeks of silent fury, served with a side of receipts and garnished with a fake smile. The scale sat on my bathroom floor for days, still in its plastic, still daring me to step on it. I didn't. Instead, I stepped on my laptop and built the beginning of their end. The website Tony and I built, we called it the Glass Dollhouse. A little nod to how fragile beauty can be when people start throwing stones. We started collecting emails from Kendra's sugar daddy in LA, voice memos from Mom talking trash about family friends, photos of Kendra in Cancun, taken 2 weeks before she told her brand deal she was hospitalized with mono. Tax records showing Mom had been funneling money from Grandma's retirement fund to pay for Kendra's 3rd medical procedure, which, by the way, was not covered by insurance. Tony worked her tech magic, set up a subscriber list. We blurred faces. At first. Meanwhile, I visited Montauk again. This time I brought baked goods. Kendra never says no to sugar if it comes in a mason jar. We sat by the pool. She wore designer sunglasses and zero shame. "Mom says you're still mad," she said, biting into a lemon bar. I sipped my tea. "Mad? No, I'm just watching." She laughed. "Watching what?" I smiled. "Everything fall into place." That weekend, I offered to help organize her digital files. She had over 3,000 photos she hadn't backed up. She gave me full access to her laptop. Tony nearly fainted when I showed her. It was all there. A spreadsheet titled Mom's Slush Fund. A folder called Before the Surgery. A draft tweet. "I built my life with no help from anyone." The irony could have flattened me. We didn't post anything yet. No, we were smarter than that. We fed rumors. We created anonymous accounts, asked questions under her posts. "Where's your mom getting all this money?" "Wait, didn't you lie to that brand about being sick?" "Isn't this house in your mom's name?" The comments gained traction. Her PR team reached out to her. Yes, Kendra had a PR team. Because apparently being thin makes you an entrepreneur. One night, she called me in a panic. "There's a troll spreading lies about me." I played dumb. "Internet's a nasty place," I said. "Do you think it's someone we know?" she asked. I shrugged. "Maybe it's someone you gave a scale to." Meanwhile, Mom started panicking too. She called me out of nowhere, wanted to check in, said she missed our connection. Translation? She felt the noose tightening. "You're not mad at me anymore, are you?" she asked. "No," I said. "I'm just curious." "About what?" "About how it all ends." Then came the party, a charity gala. Mom's idea, to show off the new Kendra. I was not invited, obviously, but I went anyway. In a rented black dress. Tony came too, dressed like a bored heiress. We walked in like we belonged. Nobody questioned us. Kendra was on stage, thanking people for believing in her wellness journey. She smiled like a politician. Mom cried. Gordon looked confused. As always. Tony gave me the signal. She was in the control booth. Laptop ready. I nodded. We played it all. On the big screen behind the stage. Photos, screenshots, audio, video, a slideshow of hypocrisy, a highlight reel of lies. Kendra froze. Mom gasped. People whispered. I stood at the back, invisible but glowing. The final slide? A photo of the scale. With the caption, "She weighed me down. I lifted her secrets." Security moved fast, but not before the live stream hit 3,000 viewers. Tony uploaded the whole thing to the website, set it to autoplay. Within hours, it trended. Glass dollhouse, Chasser scale gate. Mommy millionaire mom tried calling me the next day. 10 times. I didn't answer. She left voicemails. The first few were furious. The next few were weepy. The last one? She just breathed into the phone, like I had sucked the air out of her perfect little world. Kendra went private on all social media. Then, she deleted everything. Then she reappeared selling self-love coaching sessions. The Montauk House? Frozen assets. Turns out when you misappropriate retirement funds, the IRS notices. Oops, I thought I'd feel empty. But I didn't. I felt lighter. No scale required. Back at my apartment, Tony and I toasted with cheap champagne. "I always knew you were a little villain," she said. I laughed. I'm not a villain, I said. I'm just rebranded. Then the weirdest thing happened. I got an email. From someone I didn't know, a lawyer. Said he represented a small publishing house. They'd seen the website. Wanted to know if I'd be interested in turning the story into a book. I stared at the screen. Then I looked at the scale. Still sitting there. Still wrapped. I picked it up, walked outside, and dropped it into the dumpster. Then I emailed back. Subject line: Let's talk. When I signed the book deal, I didn't use my real name. No, I chose a pen name, something poetic, dramatic, a little ironic, just like my family. I called myself Eve Glass, because Eve was the first woman blamed. And glass? Well, because we all live in little glass houses. And I had just thrown a boulder through ours. The publisher loved it. They wanted the real story. So I gave them one. All the pretty lies, all the Botoxed secrets, all the sugar-free venom that ran through my mother's veins. I held nothing back. Meanwhile, Mom went dark. She stopped posting her morning green juices. She deleted the Facebook group she ran about empowered aging. She even stopped calling me, which was fine, because I was busy. Busy becoming famous. The Glass Dollhouse site had exploded. Tony kept it running. We added anonymous submissions. Other daughters, other mothers, other sisters who had been handed scales instead of softness. It became a movement, a reckoning, a revenge parade. Kendra tried to come back. She launched a rebrand. Thinner, wiser, realer. But the internet never forgets, especially not when there are screenshots. And I had plenty. I never posted them. Didn't need to. I just let the shadows of her lies follow her. Every time she posted a selfie, someone asked, "How's that stolen retirement money? Did your sister weigh in on this?" Eventually, she took a corporate job, 9 to 5, at a mid-tier PR firm in Jersey, where no one cared about her journey. She stopped speaking to Mom, said Mom enabled the scandal, which was rich, because she was the scandal. As for Mom, she sold the Montauk house, or tried to. The sale got delayed. Legal things, investigations. Turns out Grandma's money trail was messy, real messy. I didn't press charges, but the state did. I wasn't looking to ruin her. I just wanted her exposed, and exposed she was, in every sense. No more pedestal, no more, she's just concerned about your health. No more pretending. She called me one night. I let it go to voicemail. Then I listened. I don't know what I did to make you hate me so much. Her voice was small, wounded, delusional. Then came the next line. But you've always been heavier. Emotionally, I mean, harder to deal with. I deleted the message. Then I laughed, out loud. That woman had just proven my entire point. The book dropped 6 months later. Bestseller within a week. Tony and I got matching tattoos. Just one word, weightless. In fine line script on our ribs, hidden but present. Just like our rage. Year passed. Then 2. The website grew into something bigger, a nonprofit. Workshops, anonymous storytelling events, women telling the truth about their families, their trauma, their manipulative mothers, their golden child sisters, their inner battles. It wasn't just about me anymore. It was bigger than that. It was a movement of daughters who had been bruised by approval, crushed by comparison, starved for love. I became a speaker, not a motivational one. I told stories, told the truth, and people listened, cried, laughed, clapped, booked me for more events. I didn't expect the fame, didn't even crave it. But I accepted it, because it wasn't about being seen. It was about being heard. One night I got a message from Gordon. Yes, that Gordon. Kendra's husband, or ex-husband, actually. He divorced her after the glass dollhouse event. Turns out, he'd been suspicious for years. About the money, about the lies, about the constant wellness retreats with male trainers. He thanked me, said I woke him up, said he was now dating a yoga instructor who loved carbs. Good, for him. Then he dropped a little bomb. I heard your mom's living in a one-bedroom in Queens now. Kendra won't speak to her. Your grandma left everything to a cat rescue in her new will. I had to reread it twice. A cat rescue, over her own daughter. Justice wears fur sometimes. Eventually, I saw Mom again. Not by choice. It was a coincidence. A silent Sunday in a bookstore downtown. I was signing copies of my second book. She walked in, wearing sunglasses inside. Classic. She stood at the back, didn't say a word, didn't clap, just stared. I didn't acknowledge her. Not directly, but when someone asked during the Q&A, "Did your mother ever apologize?" I smiled, paused, looked at her, then answered, "She gave me a scale. I gave her a mirror." The crowd laughed. Some gasped. She left. But not before I saw it. The twitch at her jaw, the purse of her lips, the crack in her foundation, literally and emotionally. You want to know the best part? I still have the scale. Not the one she gave me. That one is rusting in a landfill somewhere. I bought a new one. It sits in my office, right next to my award from the National Women's Writers Association, and the framed New York Times cover that says, "Eve Glass shatters the silence." The scale isn't plugged in, doesn't even work. It's a relic, a symbol, a reminder. Not of my weight, but of hers, the weight of her expectations, her comparisons, her constant, suffocating need to mold me into something she could brag about. I never became that. Thank God. I became something else, something better, something free. People sometimes ask if I regret it. The book, the scandal, the spectacle. No, they handed me a box of shame and called it a gift. I returned it, with interest, wrapped in truth, tied with a bow of sarcasm. Do I miss my mother? Sometimes, like a phantom limb. Not for who she was, but for the mother I wanted her to be. But missing something imaginary doesn't hurt. Not anymore. As for Kendra, she emailed me once. After everything, just one line. No hard feelings, just business. I didn't reply, because for me, it was never about business. It was personal, and I took it personally. All of it. The silence, the side comments, the subtle jabs wrapped in fake concern. I took them in, digested them, and then I burned them. Now I write stories about girls like me, girls who were called dramatic, difficult, too sensitive. Girls who were always the problem, until they became the storm. And if that makes me the villain in their version of the story, so be it. Every hero is someone else's monster, and every mirror cracks eventually. In the end, she gave me a scale, but I measured so much more.